Hi, this is one of my tutorials to help you make object show content. Links to my other ones will be in the description and at the end of the video. I've been making object animations for about half a decade now, and since then, I've learned a lot about making animation videos on YouTube. I've gone over how I animate my videos, but how exactly do you prepare one for YouTube? Here is my process. But first, there are two frequently asked questions I've got that I'd like to answer. 1. I use Adobe Animate to, of course, animate, use Shotcut and Adobe Premiere to video edit, and Audacity to audio edit. All these programs are PC only, meaning they are not available on mobile. 2. Depending on the program, my exact process most likely won't perfectly translate into your program of choice, so you'll most likely have to learn the basics of your program before following along, so you know what you're doing. And remember, this is not exactly a tutorial for any specific program, it's just an overview of my video creation process with some tips sprinkled in. With that out of the way, let's start. The very first step I take with any animation video is finding something to animate by combing through random bfdi episodes and stuff for parts I'd want to recreate, or picking one of your suggestions from one of my recent community posts. Something else I do is replay the part a bit to get an idea of what I'd add and how I'd animate it. My next step is converting the video to audio using a YouTube to MP3 website. If you use one, watch out for pop-ups and stuff. I don't want to be responsible for you getting a virus.
You've been hacked!
I mostly use .wav files because sometimes Animate and Audacity don't really like when I use MP3 files. Once I have my audio, I open up Audacity and open the WAV file. From there, I create new tracks and add some sound effects. It usually takes a few iterations before I find something I'm happy with. When I'm done, I export it as a WAV. Time for the star of the show, the animation. I've already gone over my animation process in a previous video, so instead, here are some extra tips specifically for animations on YouTube. Use different angles and camera positions to add more visual interest. Ever so often, go to the control drop-down at the top of the screen and click Test Movie to get a smooth preview of your animation. Take your time. If you rush, your video will end up looking doo-doo-doo-doo, and nobody likes that. Don't forget to put your signature somewhere on screen. It may make your animation look like a stock image, but it's better than having someone possibly steal your content and claim it as their own. Once I export the final animation, the hard part is over. Just a few things to add before the video's ready for YouTube. Here, I'm using Adobe Premiere as my editing software, but you can do this in any editing software. Video editing is probably the easiest part of the process, since there's very little to do. All I do is import my animation video into the timeline and also import an outro video. It doesn't have to be anything special, just something for you to add your end screen elements, something we'll go over soon. I added an extra section because of what I was animating. Once I've got my clips together like so, it's time to export. I usually use high quality options just so my video doesn't look too fuzzy. Then I make my thumbnail. I use Adobe Animate to make them because it's easier to reuse assets directly from the animation and resize them without losing quality, since Animate is vector-based. This time around, I tried a new thumbnail style. I include the main character of the animation, which in this case was Donut, and a word associated with the scene one animated. I decided on Party Pooper. I also tweaked the colors a bit and added some effects to make Donut and the text stand out better. Once that's done, all that's left to do is publish the video to YouTube. We're finally here. Time to upload. I start by uploading the final video and adding in my title and description. I use the reuse details option since my descriptions follow the same format. A little message at the start, links for anything I reference in the video, and credits for anything I use in the video. I think it's important to reference your sources so that people don't mistake you for plagiarism or can find something they noticed in the video. I also link my animation tutorial and some hashtags here too. Down here, I set my thumbnail and set the video as not for kids so you guys can comment and stuff. I also hit show more to configure my tags. It may look a lot, but the more tags you have, the more likely your video is to be shown on YouTube. Here, I put in /view in animating, generic words like animation and my name. I also put a typo of my name, so even if someone misspells my name, they're still likely to find my videos. Of course, I have to set if I want this video to be monetized to get that money. Next is adding video elements such as subtitles, cards, and an end screen. Since it's not like a big video with any narration, I only make an end screen. I click import from video and then the import from latest video option since I use the same outro every time, but to do it, it's pretty easy. Click the plus element option in the corner and click subscribe. Then, do the same thing to bring in a video or playlist. Once you have your elements in a place you like, drag their respective boxes in the timeline to the place you want them to show up in the final product. Lastly, we head to the visibility step. I usually scroll down to the schedule option so I can pick what time it becomes public. Unless it's an important video, I don't make it a premiere. Then I hit the schedule button and voila! We've finished the video. If you want to see the final product, it is up on my channel right now. I'll link it in the description and a card as well. If you want to learn more about object show creation, be sure to check out my other tutorials in the playlist linked as well. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this one. Bye.